While negotiating a ceasefire, both Palestinians and Israelis feel that their cause is just. Hamas is cheering that Lebanon and Syria are also firing rockets into Israel. They presumably feel that justice will be served if Israel is pushed into the sea. Newsweek reports that 3/4 of Israelis oppose a ceasefire, presumably feeling that they have a right to their land and to defend themselves in it. Psalms 3 and 4 says, "My enemies turn back. They stumble and perish before you, for you have upheld my right and my cause. You have sat on your throne, judging righteously." Unquote. We've been taught, and with good reason, that the righteous cause should prevail. The person or the cause that is the right one is the one that should win. I can't imagine anyone disagrees with that except criminals. But the hard part comes in discerning the principles that make up a just cause. How can one tell that one's cause is just? And here's where it gets sticky. My first thought was morality. We fight for what's right. But how does one define morality and what's right in a situation like this? So that doesn't work as a foundation. Then I thought, well, maybe self-defense. But even Hitler was in a defensive stance when the Allies encroached in Germany. Defense didn't justify his cause as right. And we can certainly not go with the "God told me to do it" principle, which can be subject to so much abuse and falseness. Who says God told you, and how do I know? We also can't go with "my cause is just" if I've been a victim. In our era, everybody's a victim, so that takes us nowhere. And what about intuition? I just feel in my heart that my cause is just. Not good enough. Now, any of these might be a good principle, but they're not guaranteed to be a good principle. And taking them together might be a worthy approach, but that gets cumbersome. So I talked about this with a friend who, right off the top of her head, gave my quandary some focus. She suggested that the just cause is the one that fulfills the criteria of righteousness and of love for neighbor. Now that intrigued me. A moral cause necessarily combined with a moral compassion. It sounded like 1 Corinthians 13 to me. Justice pertains to what is right, and love of neighbor pertains to what is compassionate and focuses on human well-being. That made sense to me, and it seems to capture the elements through which my mind had been wandering: morality, self-defense, God's sense of righteousness, victimization, and even intuition. Now, another friend suggested a reasoning framework called the Potter Box. You can find that on the internet. It's a practical model for reasoning through ethical dilemmas. The Potter Box weighs facts, values, loyalties, and principles. You can look that up if you're interested. I thought it was helpful. But I think my friends have helped me see some light here. The just cause is the one that considers righteousness and rightness towards people, morality and compassion, holiness and human wholeness. Talk to me about this. I'd love to hear your thoughts.